Hi guys, Angie Bell with My Fairy Treasures. Okay, you guys, I'm coming back today with you guys with the Jane Davenport her Fairy Pigments kit, and it's making your own watercolors. So exciting! Okay, so I've already started. I'm down to the last 5 colors, and I'm going to make the last 5 colors with you guys, so you guys can see how to make them if you haven't watched her video or if you haven't seen anybody else. Anyway, I want to show you this palette of colors came out. You get 3 of these palettes. Her beautiful artwork is on the front of there. And you get 3 of these palettes, and they're blank. And then you are to make your own watercolors, which I'm going to show you how to do it. And this is one of the palettes. Let's see. I'm trying to get this so you guys can see. What the heck? Let me move something out of the way. Maybe it's this. There. Why can I not get this under the camera? There we go. Aren't those gorgeous? Now these are almost dry. What I've discovered is that if you put too much water, they'll still dry, but they take longer to dry. So you want to just put a little bit of water just to get them to a creamy consistency rather than a more watery consistency, and because they'll take a lot longer to dry. But we'll go through all of that. So anyway, this is one completed. I have another one completed, but it's really wet because I just did it. So I'm not going to show that one because I don't want to move it because it needs to start drying. Okay, so there's this one. Then this is another one, and this is the one we're going to continue with. Okay, and these are the blues. Aren't they gorgeous? And this is the palette, empty except for the colors that I've just done. Okay. So let me be careful with this because I just did these watercolors, just created these. So in the kit, you get 3 of these palettes, blank, okay? Then you get gum arabic, and gum arabic is it's what makes watercolor. And I think it's the binder so that it binds to the paper. It makes it watercolor. So you need the gum arabic, and it's a powder. That comes in the kit. Everything comes in the kit that you need, except for honey and glycerin, and we'll talk about that. Then you get 2 of these mortar and pestle. Okay, you get and you get the mortar and then the pestle, and you get 2 of them. Okay, and the front of them look like this. Aren't those cool? And you get 2 of these. I actually, when I mix my watercolor, I don't even use the pestle. I use, I'll show you. I use this thing, this little shovel. So, but anyway, you get 2 of those. The mortar and pestles, they come in this box here. Okay, which is just gorgeous. It has Jean's artwork all over it. So I love that. Okay, so that's that. Also in the kit, you get this. You get this little spoon here. I use to mix the watercolors to go perfectly into one of these. You only need that much of the pigment. This is a larger size to make a larger amount. You can also make sprays out of this, and you can also make like pens, like water pens, and make it like an ink and a water pen. I'm not sure about the recipe for that yet because I haven't seen her video on that, but once I see that, I will share that with you when I learn how to do that. If I researched it out, I'm sure I can find it. And then she gives you this little beautiful shovel. Isn't this gorgeous? I haven't used it yet, but isn't it just beautiful? Look at the colors. Fabulous. Okay. If I ever met Jane Davenport, I would have her sign this. I love it. So beautiful. Look at the colors. Those are some of my favorite colors right there. Absolutely love it. Okay, then you get 2 of these spatulas to help with mixing. And the one that works really good, I love, is this one. That's one I've been using. I haven't used this one yet. Okay, so you get 2 of those, and they come on a little ring so you can put them together. And then you get, I get 5 pipettes. Okay. And this is what you use to squeeze up the water. And Oh, and then the most important thing, let me move these out of the way, is the watercolors themselves, or the pigments themselves. So the pigments, let me close this up so I don't spill it and move this stuff to the side. The pigments come in this container, and the container comes actually flat, and then you just fold it and put it together. So it comes in this container right here, and it's full of pigments. Okay, you know what? You're not seeing this. Let me try to move my camera up just a second. All right, let me see what you guys are seeing now. So this is it here, okay? And that's all the pigments, and it comes in this container, okay? So let me show you the pigments. I can show you some. These ones are the ones I just got done making. I'll show you all of the blues. This was in the blues, and I'm not really sure why. This color here, it's called Blue Morpho, but it's not even blue. I don't know. I'll have to sample that one out and see what the heck, why this was in the Blue Morphos. I don't really understand, but there we go. You also get 3 of these fairy pigment cards so that you can make all the colors. You can make sure you kind of put them in order. So you get this card too, and you get 3 of those. So I did follow the card so that I could put all the colors right next to each other. And that also helps you so that you kind of organize your watercolors. So all your blues are together, all your greens. So you have all your shades of green, all your shades of blues, all your shades of pinks, purples, blues, turquoises. So let me go through some of the pigments. I won't go through all of them. I'll just go through some of these ones I have here. This one is called, I need my glasses. Just a second. Okay, this one's called Forest Queen. This one is called Pansy, Blue Pansy. They're gorgeous. This is called Starry Night. Andenis Blue, Spotted Chiraxes, I don't know, Finder's Blue, Silvery Blue. So you can see they come in these packets, and you only use, just like I said, to make your watercolor to fit your palette. You only need this much, so you can make this over and over. It'll last you a long while, really long while. Okay, here's some of the turquoises and the greens. I love this green right here, this Luna Moth. That's beautiful. This is Olive Wing. Tail J. This is Ditto. Malachite. Procilla. I'll do swatching. I'll swatch all 3 of my palettes, and you end up making 60 different colors. And this one is Papillo Blume. I don't know how to say that. Titanus. I don't know how to say that one. Blue Triangle. That's gorgeous. This is some of my favorite colors so far. So pretty. Small Blue. Okay, so those ones I've done. I've done some other shades also, but you know, I don't want to go through all 60 shades. But the last ones that we're going to go over today, I'm gonna make with you, and these are the last ones that I have to make, I think. Yeah, is Purple Emperor, excuse me, Pearly Eye. Ooh, these are gonna be gorgeous. Purple Hair Streak. Ooh, look at this. I think this is called Agatha. This is gorgeous. And then Anna Sota. And this probably should have went with the blues, but that's fine. Love that. So these are the ones we're going to be making. So I'm going to show you how to make those. There's also just pure, there's these other ones. I guess they're really, really highly She calls them, I don't know what she calls these, but let me show you the other one. That's why I left them in this bag. These are, okay, all of her colors have a lot of bling in them. Oh, what I want to say, not bling. What's the word? They're sparkly. Okay, so all her watercolors are sparkly. These are even more sparkly. These are like, I have to mix these up to see, but these are like her really, really sparkly ones. They all have a little bit of sparkle to them, but these ones really do. And this one's called Aw Bibbity. And you can't really see the color. So, and these are like the ones, like if you do it on a darker surface, then they show up better. Like, God, I'm just not talking right. I have something here of hers. Okay, it's like her, I think this is what it's like. It's like her mineral eye palette. This one right here, her palette pastels. These are more like, she calls them mineral eyes. So they're just really more sparkle, and they really show up on black. So I think that's what these are. So I have to mix those up. When I swatch everything, you guys will see what these look like, and I'll do them on black paper. Open Sesame, Shazam, Arba, I don't know, I can't read that. Bobbity, Boo. And she calls all of her pigments fairy dust pigments. This is Alakazam, Hocus Pocus, what a cool name, and Presto Kango. So like I said, these are the kind that have a lot of like sparkle in them, and they really show up on like a dark black or a dark blue. I guess you could call it the bling of the watercolors, but all of her colors have sparkle in them. So I'm going to put these away. I won't do these on camera. Or maybe I will do. I'll do a couple of these on camera because I do want to see. So we will do a few of these on camera too. On video. On camera. On video. Let me just keep those out so I remember to do it. Okay, so let's put these here so that they're not in my way. And I'm going to put all of this back so I can stay kind of in order. Okay, so let me just organize myself here for a second. Oh, this is what you need. Okay, so now you have your palette. So we'll have that sitting right here. You're going to need some glycerin. So I have glycerin right here. The glycerin is a preservative so that your watercolor doesn't get like any mildew on it or starts getting rancid or anything like that, or no fungus or nothing. So it keeps it. It's the preservative. The honey is so that your watercolors don't crack. So any honey will do. You don't need very much of either one. So I've poured on this little dish here. I poured some honey here and some glycerin there. Now, this is my own little thing. You get these at Dollar Tree, these little spatulas. If you have a couple of these around or something like that, grab something like this. Okay. I use this one specifically to add a little honey and a little glycerin. Okay, so, and then you have your gum arabic as an additive. So let's get started. I need my my mortar and pestle, but I'm not going to use the little pestle part. And the first color we're going to do is Purple Imperial. Okay, that's the color there. Okay. And then go like this, just shake it like that to get all the pigment at the bottom so that when you open it, the pigment doesn't get wasted at the top. And then you just cut this off for the first time. Open it up. And you guys, sorry my hands are colored. I've been making watercolors for the last few hours. I want to get all my watercolors made up. Okay. And then, so I'm taking the small side because this is what is pretty much perfect for one little watercolor slot here. Put that in. Oh, this color is gorgeous. It's called Purple Imperial. Emperor. Purple Emperor. That's the word. Okay, next. Now the gum arabic, you don't put as much, you put just a little less than the amount of color. So you just put a little less, like that. And as Jane Davenport explained it when she was showing, you don't have to, everything doesn't have to be exact, okay? You're just, it's like cooking. Okay. Then I'm going to take my thing here. I have a little bit of honey, so you only need a little bit of this honey. So only like that much, okay? And about that same much, maybe it's a little bit more of the glycerin. And I put it right on top of there on the side. Make sure you guys are seeing that. Okay. And then you want to take your pipette. Oh, and you want to use distilled water. You guys, I didn't have distilled water, so I just used bottled water. Just do like 3 drops. Now, this is where you want to make it more of just like a creamy consistency instead of making it like a real liquidy consistency. If you get too liquidy, you can add more pigment, or you can just go ahead and just know it's going to take a little longer to dry. So right here, I need to add a little bit more water. So I like to add a little less and then add more water when I need it. See what I'm saying? How it's not like, it's like cooking. You add enough till you get to that creamy consistency. And try not to get to a real liquid. But if you do get real liquidy, it's not going to ruin anything. It'll just take longer to dry, like I said. And so you just want to keep, just make sure you get it all mixed together. Everything, the pigments, the honey, the glycerin, the water. And now we did. Okay, so that's where we're at right there. So let's take our little tray here, a little watercolor tray. Okay, and then you can scoop it out like that and go right into here. That's weird. This one didn't quite make as, I ran into this before with another color where it didn't quite make enough to fill the thing, which I thought was weird. So some colors, I don't know, mix up a little bit different than others. So let's do this again because we need a little bit more. So we'll just do the same thing again. Take this out. So I'm just going to do the same mixture. And I may have a little bit extra, and if I do, I have another watercolor palette that I got from Daiso, and I just put my extra in there. If this happens, like this is happening right now, where I have to make up extra, and it's not going to completely, it's going to overflow this little area that I still need to fill in this palette. I put it in my extra watercolor palette that I have from Daiso. Okay, so then we put in the gum arabic, we put in the honey and the glycerin. Now we need to add a little bit of water. And let's mix. You guys, this is so fun. I love doing it. And some people are like, oh, I don't know if I want to take the time to do it. You guys, it's very meditative to make your own watercolors, and it's so magical and fun. It's like you're a little fairy chemist in your art room or your art studio making watercolor. And I think it'll bind you to your art more because you actually created the actual watercolors. What's more magical than that? Okay. And I love how she calls it Fairy Pigments. And I love, you have to watch Jane Davenport's video of how she came upon making her own watercolors like this whole kit. She went to, over in Asia somewhere, I'm not sure if it was China or Japan, but over in Asia, she went to a place where she walked in and it was a wall of pigments that you can make watercolors, you can make gouache, you can make, it was just the pure pigment like we have here. And it was a wall of pigment. And you could make the pigments right there. You can take classes. Right when you walk in though, that pigment wall was fabulous. I was obsessed. I was like, I want to go over to Asia and go to the pigment wall. So it was really, really cool. Just a second, you guys. I'm just grabbing my, see, this is my watercolor palette right here, but this one's all full now. So I'm going to fill this other one. See, I got them from Daiso. Isn't that cool? $1.50. Yeah. I think I picked up like maybe 5 of them. My only regret is I didn't pick up 10. Honestly, it really is, because they're fabulous. They're so well made. I mean, look at this. That's ridiculous. I couldn't believe I found them for $1.50. And I live in Las Vegas, so it's not like I can just go down the street and pick up more. So I do wish I would have picked up more of these watercolor palettes. But anyway, this is what the palette looks like. How fabulous, huh? And then at the top, you have a little area where you can do a little mixing. So the little bit that I have extra on here, I'm just going to put it in one of these little slots here. Just so we don't waste it. So we have a little... somewhere I can put my extra and not waste it. This is precious. We do not want to waste anything. Okay, so let me take that and put that aside somewhere. I've got way too much going on over here, like always. Just a second, you guys. Let me put some of this stuff away. All the stuff I don't need, I can put away. The pipettes. Just a second, guys. I'm just putting stuff away that I don't need and getting it out of my way. Right, I need that goes there, that goes there. Alright, now I have more room to work here because I need to put this palette over here. Alright, so then what we want to do is we want to do cleanup. So this is the easiest way I found to clean up. Get yourself some baby wipes from Dollar Tree, because you're going to probably use a whole thing of baby wipes. But it's the only way I found that works the best. Take this with a paper towel first. And this is what I do for every watercolor. Just to get the bulk of the water. Now you still have it pretty stained up, right? Take your baby wipe. Wipe this. And that'll get that cleaned. And then take that same baby wipe. Go to this and just go like this, and this pretty much gets it cleaned out. I'm probably gonna have to use a second one. I don't usually use 2 baby wipes, but I had already used that baby wipe a little bit for my last thing I did. Usually 1 baby wipe will get everything clean. And I know it seems like a big waste of baby wipes, and it probably is, but they're $1 from Dollar Tree, so. And look how clean it is. See? So it gets everything nice and clean, and you're ready to make your next color. And the most important thing is just enjoy the process. And yes, does it take a little time? Yep, it does. But it's worth it, and it's fun. So, all right, so let's make another color together. Let's make this color here, Pearly Eye. So shake it, shake the color down. Now I gotta make sure you guys are still there. Yes, you are. Okay. Open this up. with the small end, the smaller end. There we go. Oh, and I need to talk about where you buy this at. Okay, you go to JaneDavenport.com, and I know some people are like, where do we get this from? You go to Jane, if you don't know, you go to JaneDavenport.com, and she has this kit. It's regularly $2.50. It was on sale for $1.99. I think it's still $1.99. It's free shipping to ship it even to the US, so that's cool. So that's what it costs, and that's where you go to buy it. I got this from my husband for Christmas. So very, very exciting. I was actually very surprised because I didn't know he ordered it for me. I was a little bit like taken back because of the price. I was like, oh, it's a lot, but I want it. And I kept thinking about it, and I was going to order it for myself like after Christmas. And thank God I waited because he already had ordered it for me. So, all right. So we added just a little bit. You guys just saw me. We just did a little bit. You just take the tip of this little spatula and just put a little bit of honey, and take the tip of this and add a little bit of the glycerin. Okay. And when I added the gum arabic, it was just a little less than the pigment itself. Now, water, I would start with like 1, 2, 3, 4 drops. And I like to take my spatula and go right down on the honey and the glycerin and then push that right into everything else. That's what I do. So I get that, so I can get the honey and the glycerin off the side wall of this bowl. Okay, I need to still add a little bit more. 1, 2, 3. I'm adding 3 more drops of water. So like I said, you're trying to get a creamy consistency. Okay, you need a little more water. So you're trying to get a creamy consistency. Not too watered down, so I think we got it. And if you just add the water a little bit at a time, you'll get that consistency. Okay, so there we go. Let me just do it like this. So there's the consistency. See? Okay. So let's move our watercolor tray over. Let's get this put in here. See, and this time, most of the time it mixes just the perfect amount, and this time it did the perfect amount. So, just some colors, it's probably just however that color was ground up. Maybe it was, I don't know, whatever reason. It didn't fill the palette, so I had to do it twice. And that will happen sometime on some colors. Or maybe it's, you know, maybe I put less water in that other one. I'm not sure. Anyway, so there we go with that. So there's another one. So, you know what? We've taken a lot of time already. So what we'll do is, let's do a cleanup. Take the paper towel. And let's do one of those ones that I said were mostly like, I guess I should say mostly mica. There's a lot of mica in them. The ones that show up better like on dark colors on black or something like that. Okay, so I first did a paper towel, and now I'm doing a baby white. And look how clean it gets it. See, it's pretty cleaned out. We might just use a paper towel. Just get a little extra residue out. There we go. Look how nice and clean that we got that. All right, so let's do like the ones that are more pure. That are more glittery. There's this one I wanted to do first. I just like the name of it. Where is it? Hocus Pocus. Let's do Hocus Pocus first. And these are going to go in the same palette. I'm going to put it in the last ones down here because I'm sure this will fill up the rest of the colors. But the last will be these more sparkly colors. But like I said, everything has sparkle in it. So they're not a matte. They have sparkle in it. But these are even more sparkly. So go ahead and whack it down. Ooh, my nails are getting pretty colored up. I needed to polish my nails. I put my nails on and I haven't polished them all week. And now that I've done this, I'm kind of glad I didn't polish them. Okay, so let's take our pigment. Put that in there. A little gum arabic. A little less than the pigment itself. Okay. Not a lot less, a little less. Okay. And then just the tip with some honey. Okay, and then right over that I put the glycerin. About the same amount, just a little more glycerin than honey. Okay, and then let's start adding the water. And like I said, I like to scrape the wall first of the cauldron here and go right into it and then start stirring. And that makes sure that the honey and the glycerin get mixed in good. Well, this mixed up really quick and easy. So here's this color here. Look how pretty. I can't wait. I will, like I said, I will come back on and do a, and we will swatch, if not all these colors, we'll swatch a good amount of them. Because you get 60 watercolors plus, like, I don't know if the 60s include, yeah, the 60s including these more sparkly colors. But see how pretty this color is? Let me show you up close. I don't know if you'll be able to see it in the camera or not. Do you see that it has a little extra, see, it's like a Aurora Borealis color. Pretty. Yeah, that's really pretty. Let me just make sure that I can't get any more off of this spatula into this palette. Okay. Okay, so then let's take the spatula, do a cleanup here. And that is it for the watercolors. We won't, I won't make any more just because, you know, it takes a lot of, it takes a little bit of time for each one. But now you guys get it. There was a couple people who said, are you going to do a video on how to make these watercolors? And I said, yes, I will be making a video soon. I wanted to just work on it myself though. The first watercolor set that I made, I wanted to kind of do it on my own first, just so I could get the hang of it and make sure I could get the consistency down and kind of understand better. So that's all cleaned up there. So that's it, you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this. What do I say about Jane's this watercolor, making your own watercolors? It's fabulous. And like I said, it's called Fairy Dust Pigment Watercoloring Kit. And you go to JaneDavenport.com. I'll have a link below. Yeah, do I think it's worth $200? Yes, I definitely think it's worth $200. You can spend $100 on just a really nice watercolor palette, and it'll have like, you know, it'll have like 30, 40 colors. This has 60, plus I can keep making these. Look how much, I mean, I have tons left after this. This is, this will last me forever is what it'll do. It's phenomenal. I love it. After I get done making these and all my palettes dry, it does take I've noticed it takes like at least 24 hours, but if you make them a little bit wetter, it'll take like 3 or 4 days to really fully dry. So just to let you guys know about that. But yeah, I would highly suggest to go buy as soon as you can. Go if you're into mixed media or watercoloring or any of this kind of stuff, go get Jane Davenport's Fairy Pigment watercoloring kit. It's phenomenal. I love it. Okay, you guys, that is it. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, I'd love for you to do so. If you can give this video a thumbs up. Any comments or questions, leave them below. Come visit me on Facebook and Instagram. And I'll talk to you guys in the next video.